Crisis intervention was initially developed as a response to the growing demand for services in situations where immediate assistance was required for a large number of individuals. It is a short-term management designed to reduce potential permanent damage to an individual affected by a crisis. Crisis incident occurs when they go out of control and cause destruction to lives, property, or endanger public safety. What are the strategies and techniques of the government in managing intervention during a crisis? In addressing crisis situation, the government is guided with the national policies and strictly implement the same. They act promptly, decisively, and effectively, choosing from the whole range of police or military actions appropriate and necessary means commensurate to the situation. Basically, the government predict the likelihood of crisis occurring through continuous gathering of input analysis of a threat which involves the collection, evaluation, processing, updating, and dissemination of information obtained from all possible sources. This is to include all significant information or events which could have been on the type of crisis data obtained during occurrence of similar incident. They conduct threat analysis, that is to identify the threat, its nature, characteristics, operational capabilities, and probable targets, and know their vulnerabilities so that steps can be taken to keep a potential threat from becoming a reality. Now, based on the results of the prediction activities, concerned agencies establish passive and active security measures and systems to lessen the chances of success of crisis. Precautionary measures must be taken into consideration to prevent the potential threat groups from the unit plans and operations. Operation security pertains to the proper security measures in the performance of assigned unit missions during operations. Personal security pertains to the protection of personnel against subversion and blackmail. Preparation of security personnel by planning, awareness, and education. Physical security, on the other side, encompasses protection of information, material, and personnel against any sabotage. In addition to the preventive measures undertaken, the government prepare appropriate plans to meet all foreseeable emergencies and crisis situations. Now, when a crisis incident occurs despite of the proactive efforts, concerned agencies prepare for crisis management according with the plans. This phase is what we call the reactive phase that consists of the initial action, and post-action. Concerned agency take immediate action to resolve the problem. However, if the situation is beyond its capability to control or to handle, the matter should be reported to the Crisis Management Committee. The concerned unit shall monitor and report progress of the incident until the CMC take cognizance of the situation. As much as possible, they take necessary measures to initially contain the situation until the tactical or unit intervention elements gradually take over. The responding CMC are responsible for determining the appropriate level of crisis response based on the continuous, thorough assessment of the situation. Usually, negotiations and tactical operations are employed in the performance of crisis management. Post-action and assessment usually happens when the situation is neutralized. This phase consists of the debriefing, processing, investigation, documentation, filing of cases, compensation or rehabilitation, training and retraining of units or personnel. In what particular instances why the government failed to prevent the occurrences of crisis? The following are the particular instances why the government failed to prevent the occurrences of crisis. First is the lack of coordination. Everyone is aware that lack of coordination can decrease productivity, complicate process, and delay the completion of tasks of certain operation. An organization must recognize the importance of joint operations among the agencies of the government in critical and sensitive operations. Fault in chain of command. Chain of command is meant to show a clear line of responsibility and accountability from top to bottom. Once the chain of command is broken, this could lead to whole hosts of problems and can throw an organization in chaos. Another is poor mission planning. Mission planning is where an organization figures out the best way to achieve their objective. An organization that is having a poor mission planning is just like an organization that is planning to fail. Inadequate intelligence. Intelligence is crucial to law enforcement agencies' ability to conduct any of its operations since it provides the knowledge required for effective management of resources and strategic operations. Having an inadequate intelligence is like going to war without bullets. In the end, you succumb to the enemy. If you will be given the chance to intervene in a crisis, what strategies and techniques will you recommend for having a successful crisis intervention? In order for units to function as a properly integrated whole, there must be better coordination and planning, an increased need for communication. Everyone understands all the interdependency of roles of the government in the management and handling of crises at all lowest level possible. There must be an emphasis on collaboration between units. Interagency and multi-organization coordination are essential, especially in uncertain environments like special operations mission. Coordination mechanisms can help the different branches of the government to be represented and will promote success of future missions. Likewise, insights provided on approaching similar dealings should always be considered. It is a good idea to be able to look to a decision from multiple perspectives. Mintzberg's theory of organizational structure can help make leaders decisions in uncertainty and complexity. This emerges from the interplay of the organization's strategy, the environmental forces it experiences, and the organizational structure itself. It is the examination of several issues of an operating organization through thorough analysis as to how it operates, communicates, and performs a mission. When these fit together well, they combine to create an organization that can perform well. However, when they don't fit, then the organization is likely to experience severe problems. Moreover, the application of game theory is also recommendable, as this is ideal for strategic situations where competitive individual behaviors can be modeled. As what Dr. William P. Fox explains, that game theory assumes the players act rationally and in their self-interest. However, Mitchell Osak said that we know as humans, this is not always the case. He emphasized that our experience tells us that not every manager thinks within a strategic concept. He further added that game theory is the most effective when leaders understand the expected positive and negative payoffs of each of their actions. By applying this, we can consider the organization conducting an operation as a whole working system which is affected by its internal elements, units, environment, culture, and the decision makers. At the same time, we can identify lessons learned from previous operations conducted and recommend how we can avoid future failure on strategic operations. So that's all from my report on crisis intervention. Thank you.